This game is designed to test those who withstand the storm. It wants to see the line break, the circle shatter, the chain weaken. But that's never been us. We are driven by something far greater. A story you cannot write.
Real simple today!
Yet you feel it.
Show these guys what a man plays like with nothing to f***ing lose.
Every second on the field is a testament to the one beside you. Each helmet, each heartbeat, each moving piece, with no intention of slowing down because still, we stand strong. Each week is a test, not of speed and of skill alone, but of unity. The line holds, the chain stands, and still, we stand strong. Because the last thing they want to see is a team that keeps standing strong. Well,
2 weeks in, 2 wins secured. And now, as the Bengals look to remain perfect on the season, they lean in to staying stronger together as a trip up north is on deck. Welcome in to Bengals Weekly. I'm Marissa Contipelli. It's the Bengals' first trip to Minneapolis since 2017 as they look to move to 3-0 on the season and remain on top of the AFC North. So as we get you set for kickoff between the Bengals and the Vikings, we'll get to know the man leading the Bengals defense a little better as we go behind the stripes with our DC. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins signed life-changing contracts earlier this year, and we'll take you behind the scenes from that historic day at Paycor Stadium. We also welcome in legendary sportscaster Jim Nantz to the show, who will be on the call in Minnesota. And on Countdown, I'll tell you how the Bengals safety duo of Jordan Battle and Geno Stone is leading the AFC North in 2 categories. But first, the Bengals placed Joe Burrow on IR after suffering a toe injury in Sunday's game against Jacksonville. Now, Burrow's exact timeline for return has yet to be decided, but reports are indicating that it could be approximately 3 months until he's back on the field. So for now, insert Jake Browning. When faced with adversity and their backs against the wall, this team has never backed down, as Browning's confidence and poise was on full display last week. Trailing for 59 minutes and 41 seconds against the Jaguars, Browning led a comeback that vaulted the Bengals to 2-0 on the season. So let's rewind the clock to that week and the moments leading up to week 2. Here's from the jungle.
Cincinnati got it done. They had 7 total yards in the second half. But you know Burrow and Chase and Higgins and Chase Brown, they're going to figure that out.
What's Burrow like after a week where maybe the offense isn't as good as y'all want it to be? What's he like in the week leading up to the next game?
He's focused on winning.
Yeah, I thought the first half was really good. We didn't take advantage of any of those opportunities in the second half. And if you want to be a great offense in the NFL, you have to win your one-on-one battles. And in the second half, we didn't.
For all of us to get that first win, thankful to get that opportunity, but also self-critical enough for all of us to, we got to be better.
Great start, 1-0 in the league, 1-0 on the road, 1-0 in the division. That's the best way we can start. Get ready for Jacksonville. We turn the page as quickly as possible, and we get ready to roll.
We trying to make plays, and they don't always turn out to how we want them. But, I mean, you got to live with that sometimes. Sometimes the game's going to be ugly, sometimes it's going to be good. Everybody know we're a great offense, prolific offense, so we just got to hold ourselves to it.
I'm looking forward to going out and proving it on Sunday.
But Cincinnati, they're up next against an equally 1-0 team, Jacksonville.
Spoke highly of Liam Cohen. Just your thoughts on what they did in week 1.
Yeah, good job. I mean, getting that first win. You know, now it's our opponent, so we're focused on making them happy this week.
You can see their energy and physicality on defense. I think their front is very disruptive.
Always good to see my guy Trey. He was my QB at college, so, I always want him to do good, just not verse us.
For all the great things that we want to do this year, it starts with playing great at home. And that's a collective effort from our players, our coaches, our fan base.
This is what we do for a living. This is what we love to do, go out and try to put on a show for the people in this city, and I'm excited for it.
Third down, goal to go, 19 seconds.
Inches away. Jake Browning will be under center. You might be able to put a credit card between the ball and the goal line, but that's it.
What's running through your mind? Third ball, the last play that's going in the touchdown.
I'm just happy we found a way to win. QB sneak didn't work on the first one, so as long as they were low, I was just going to jump and hope for the best. And it worked.
For just joining us here in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow injured second quarter, left toe.
His return is listed as questionable.
Since then, it's been Browning.
And Jake Browning's very capable. When Joe Burrow missed the last 7 games 2 years ago, Browning led them to a 4-3 record, including a win over this team. First and 10 Bengals at their own 35, down by 7, third quarter.
Browning unleashes right on target for Jamar Chase.
A 25-yard gain that puts Jamar Chase at 108 receiving yards in this game.
It is hard to make professional football that effortless, but that's what Jamar Chase does.
Second and 7.
Fires wide open. Chase makes the catch.
It is the Jamar Chase show for the Cincinnati offense.
He's got 10 catches already today.
Chase, stiff arm, stays in and tiptoes along the sideline and has the first down.
First and 10 from the 13-yard line as Cincinnati looks for a tying touchdown. Browning floats it toward the end zone.
One hand! Are you serious? Mitchell Tinsley!
Imagine that being your first target of the game, and that's what you do with it.
That was a run play that Jake just threw the ball to him on a conversion. That just shows Jake looks out there, he sees Mitch, and he says, I like my matchup, and I'm going to go to him. And that's what happened.
What kind of momentum and messages it sent to the team throughout the year, just finding ways to win these games?
Well, I think great teams have to find a way. They just looked each other in the eye in the second half and said, we're going to figure out a way to win this game.
Let's go. Our brand of football.
Our defense has created a feeling that a turnover could come at any moment.
There's that pressure from Hendrickson. Gets rid of it and intercepted.
Dax is taking points off the board right there. JB just has a knack for finding the ball.
Tipped and intercepted. Jordan Battle. Let's go. Come on.
And then the fourth down stop at the end of the game when they went for it, that's huge. That's a defensive stop.
It's dropped!
Step up.
Now the Bengals could win the game with a touchdown.
What did you say to Jake after maybe the third interception to keep him in the game?
You got a lot of confidence in him, and the players do, and they play for him, and we have trust that he's going to figure out a way. I mean, those fourth down decisions are tough.
4th and 3 at the 15, the offense is out there. Clock is running with 2:50 to go.
He checked the ball down on a fourth down on the last drive to Chase to get the first down.
They do snap it. Browning to Brown. There's the first down.
A 4th and 3 conversion, 2:40 to go.
He changed a route on fourth down to Dre to give him a shot. We got the DPI.
Chase Brown stacked behind T. Higgins out to the left on 4th and 5. Browning to throw. He floats it high and deep for Yosivash. There's a penalty flag down. Andre Yosivash interfered with.
He just went out there, cool, calm, and collected, ready to do his job.
51 seconds left. First and goal from the 5. Browning waits for a shotgun snap. Jake has the ball. Hands it off. Chase Brown.
Brown to about the 2. 45 and moving. 3 timeouts, Bengals. Here inside the 5. Second and goal.
Bengals trail by 3, 27-24. They have never had the lead in this game. Jake catches, looks to throw.
Browning to the air, tightly contested slants. It's caught. Gesicki still rolled short.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
It's going to be 3rd down and inches.
3rd down, goal to go, 19 seconds.
Jake Browning will be under center. Chase Brown lines up behind. Now Sample goes behind the quarterback and shoves him. It's a touchdown! Jake Browning! And that is Coffin nails!
And Jake Browning leads the comeback. It's Cincinnati's home opener. A wild one at the Jungle.
Today, I saw the most resilient team I've ever seen. Hats off to you guys.
Who they think gon' beat them Bengals? Nobody!
Coming up next, we'll take you down to field level and listen in to the sounds of the game and the Bengals' come-from-behind win over the Jags. Bengals Weekly is brought to you by Kettering Health, the official healthcare provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. AltaFiber, the official Wi-Fi and internet provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. And Paycor, proud to be the official HR software provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Back with you here on Bengals Weekly, where it's time for us to take it down a level. Well, to field level, that is, as our team was incognito to capture the best mic'd up moments from Sunday's win over the Jags. Here's this week's Mic'd Up.
Opening orange! City's rocking. Let's give them a show. What up, 3, 1, 2, 3.
First game in the jungle. Yeah, all orange. You see the stadium. It's gonna be even more packed than this. Like I said, first game in the jungle, time to hunt.
Let's go set the tempo of the game. Let's go. Here we go. Pleasure, shoot.
3rd and 6, flag out at the start of the play. Tipped and intercepted. Jordan Battle, who had a pick last week.
Yeah, great job. That's all you do is make plays. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Our brand of football.
Browning, big ball. One hand. Are you serious? Mitchell Tinsley. There's that pressure from Hendrickson. Gets rid of it and intercepted.
3rd down and goal, inches away, 19 seconds on the clock. Now Sample goes behind the quarterback and shoves him. It's a touchdown! Jake Browning, with 18 seconds left in regulation, has given the Bengals their first lead all day. Lawrence waiting for the shotgun snap with 18 seconds left. The Bengals lead by 4. Hendrickson nails him, and that is Coffin nails.
Adversity. The boys keep playing, starting the year 2-0.
Through 2 games, the defense has been consistent and tough. The team knew they had to play better on that side of the ball this season, and so far they have. Now, a big reason why has been the leadership from Al Golden. We now take you behind the stripes with the defensive coordinator.
Switching gears, the Bengals' new defensive coordinator officially leaving Notre Dame for Cincinnati.
Al Golden trading in the Golden Dome for the NFL. This is a reunion with head coach Zach Taylor.
It's exactly the same. You know, Columbia Parkway, see the city. Now, we all get off at different exits down here. I prefer to get off on the earlier side and go along the water. I don't know, that's just me, but no, it's exciting to be back here, and the overarching sense of family when you walk into the building, you know, whether it's the training room, you know, the equipment room, that everybody's part of something and that everybody's on the same page. And that's the one thing that, you know, I can sense as soon as I walk back in the building that I was one of them.
The biggest thing for us is just, it's not so much we're going to do X, Y, and Z. It's the belief system that everybody involved believes the same thing, that the secondary believes the same thing as the linebackers believe the same thing as the D-line. And when you get that unit strength, great things can happen. And obviously that's what we want to do here. It starts with a championship culture. Where can I make the most impact on this staff? And obviously we'll find out here in coming weeks.
After 3 years, Al Golden is back here in Cincinnati as the Bengals defensive coordinator. Does this feel like a homecoming?
Absolutely. Probably the most vivid memory, it was when the confetti was falling. It was surreal. We got to do everything we can to get back there. And
and hopefully rewrite that last little script. I think the biggest part of that is to understand that the off season is critical. If you want to play fast during the season, you got to push yourself through the off season. So that's how we got there the last time. Once you get in the tournament, we're going to be tough to beat with the quarterback that we have.
Great to have you back. Appreciate your
Excited
time.
to
Look
be
forward
back.
to working
Yeah.
with you again.
Great to see you. Thank you.
That's Al Golden.
We don't have time. Time is our enemy right now. We have to make great decisions in free agency, have a heck of a draft, and then do it whatever we can to put a great product on the field in the coming months. And you get all those things into your building, and then collectively it becomes powerful. So that's what we have to harness, and that's what we're going to try to evaluate here in the next couple of months.
What are you seeing out of the defensive unit under Al? As they're learning his scheme and his playbook, what's that been like?
I can tell that they're buying in to everything that Al and those position coaches are giving to them. Al's done a great job setting the standard in that room, and the position coaches have followed suit. It's a very hungry group.
What is it like working with Al Golden? What do you notice about him, and what do you expect out of you guys?
I noticed that he's a hell of a coach. When you have the confidence of your coordinator that he believes in you, it just kind of allows you to go out there and play free and do what you do. The juice he has, the energy he has, and the mentality he's trying to put into us. He's someone that we're willing to follow.
That gives me comfort, seeing that hunger to learn from all of our guys, veterans and young guys. Al's done a great job setting the standard in that room, and the position coaches have followed suit. And so I'm really excited about the direction that group's headed in.
When we return, we turn it over to the trio, who give us 3 players the Bengals can lean on going forward. Stay with us here on Bengals Weekly. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. It's a next man up mentality in the Bengals locker room, as Joe Burrow will miss some time due to injury. And while Jake Browning is built for this moment, there are other Bengals primed to step up and be relied on. Let's now send it over to Dan, Dave, and Jeff for this week's Who Day Conversations.
The last time that Jake Browning played quarterback, the Bengals put together a winning record. They think they can do it again, and one of the big reasons why is they've got so many good players around him. And in this Who Day conversation, we're going to focus on 3 key players that the Bengals will rely on going forward. Lap, you're up first.
Jamar Chase, number one. Number one on his back for a reason. I mean, he is the number one player, not only with the Cincinnati Bengals in terms of weaponry, but I think in the National Football League, I think this guy is unique, so special, phenomenal route runner. I mean, he gets in and out of cuts so violently, so quickly. He's got tremendously quick feet when he runs his routes. He's covering ground quickly. He also has a very strong body. His upper body has been buffed up, man. He's been in the weight room. He's been pumping iron, not just for the look, not just to roam the beach, but to have it translated on a football field to really help him. And he overpowers defensive back. He's a phenomenal talent. He's got it all. I think he's going to have a big game, and he seems to be ramping up a little bit. It's unfortunate that Joe Burrow went down when he did, because I think they were starting to get into that rhythm and having that rhythm and timing that they have when they're tremendous together, and it's like unstoppable. Nobody can do anything about it. Now he's going to have to get it done with Jake Browning. And not that Jake Browning can't. I think Jamar likes the way Jake Browning throws him the football. He's used to it. It's not like he hasn't had opportunity. He's been doing it, a while now with Jake Browning and OTAs, mini camps and training camps. So I think that they'll have a quick connection, a good, solid, strong connection. And I expect them to put up significant numbers. I expect Jamar Chase to still have Jamar Chase type games where he definitely influences the outcome of the game.
So we start with Jamar. Butch, who do you select?
Ted Karras called him the closer after Sunday's win over the Jags. On the 50th anniversary of the movie, I call Trey Hendrickson Jaws. He's a shark. He smells blood in the water. Since joining the Bengals in 2021, 25 and a half of his sacks have come in the fourth quarter. That leads the league, and he's circling. In the last 5 games, he's had at least half a sack. No one is close to his 37 sacks since the 2023 opener. He's on fire. He's relentless, an all-pro. Cue the Jaws music. The next words you hear after another Trey Hendrickson sack may very well belong to these 2 guys. Coffin nails and bam, 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 signifying a Bengals win.
All right, a great selection, obviously. We're going back to offense for my pick, and it's running back Chase Brown. Do you remember the first big play of Chase Brown's time with the Cincinnati Bengals? 2 years ago against the Colts, a 54-yard screen pass touchdown where he ran more than 22 miles an hour. Well, the quarterback on that play was Jake Browning. Chase Brown has 41 touches in the first 2 weeks this year, so the Bengals are getting him the ball. And it's only a matter of time before he puts up big numbers like he did last year. In his last 8 games last year, Chase averaged 116 scrimmage yards per game. If you do the math over 17 games, that's 1,972 for a season. That would be 200 more yards than James Brooks' single-season Bengals record. Chase Brown is one of the best running backs in the league, and we will be seeing a lot of Browning to Brown. Jamar Chase, Trey Hendrickson, Chase Brown. 3 key players the Bengals can rely on going forward in this Coup Day conversation.
Coming up next, we take you back to March and that historic day when Jamar Chase and T. Higgins put pen to paper. Stay with us here on Bengals Weekly. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. Back in March, the Bengals inked Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to long-term deals, keeping the core together in Cincinnati. Now, with Joe Burrow being out for a handful of games, the offense will lean even more on their 2-star receivers. We now take you back to that historic day at Paycor Stadium when pen met paper.
Breaking news at a CBS Sports HQ where Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are both getting paid. The Bengals agreeing to contract extensions with their 2-star wide receivers. Chase's deal is for 4 years, $161 million, which will make him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Higgins, 4 years, $115 for T.
What's up with you? How you feeling? Good. Yeah. See you, dog. What's up, boy? Walking like you just got a cook contract. Yeah, hey, boy, friends. See the deal dance. I see you Saturday. It's all right. Yeah. Oh, man. I wish the cameras wasn't on. I love it, dog.
We needed it, bro. Congrats, bro.
What's up, brother?
Big money in here right now. Big money.
Yeah.
Feel this, Joe. I can see it from over there, how soft it looks. We're together for another 4 years. And, you know, for the next 4 years, you know what you're going to get from us, and we're going to be right here. You know, the sky's the limit for us, so we're excited about that.
Happy to be alive. What a time to be alive.
I thought it was actually, you know, pretty dope that I get to sign a contract the same day as one of my best friends. It's definitely one for the books. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you airball. There it is. Out the door.
Really exciting day. 2 guys, T and Jamar, that since the moment we drafted them, we knew they were built for something special. They have met our expectations every step of the way, even exceeded them to this point. And now that this is concluded, the next step for us is a championship for these guys. And I think that's a big reason why they wanted to be here, why they wanted to come back. So with that, I'll turn it over to these guys, let you answer them questions.
Talking to myself then.
What's going through your guys' mind right now?
A lot. Excited. You know, for me, it's been a long time. And, you know, it's finally here. And I'm just happy it's with this organization.
How does that feel to you?
It still ain't hit me yet, you know. So right now I'm still living in the moment, just enjoying the process of everything, Win this championship, man. That's all I could think about, I want to win. That's why I'm here. That's why I wanted T to stay with me so we could build a chemistry and win.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, my mom, as you all know, what she's been through, her life, and y'all gonna make me tear up here. You know what I mean? But definitely, for her, it's definitely monumental. Ma, I love you. I did this for us. This is for us. You ain't gotta worry about nothing else. And love's for Pops too.
Everyone good? Yeah. All right. Thanks,
guys. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Coming up next, we take you into the booth as we welcome in Jim Nantz to preview Bengals versus Vikings. Stay with us here on Bengals Weekly. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. The CBS A team will be in the booth on Sunday, and that means our Dan Hoard gets to sit down with one of the all-time greats, Jim Nantz. So let's send it over to Dan to get Jim's preview of Bengals versus Vikings. And fans, I think you're going to like what he has to say.
When you tune into the Bengals this week on CBS, you will hear the network's #1 broadcast crew, and it is always a treat for me to visit with one of the best to ever do it, the great Jim Nantz. Jim, I thought about introducing you with your signature greeting, but then I decided I would rather hear it in your voice.
Thank you, and hello, friends. Great to be on here with you, Dan. It's become kind of a tradition unlike any other.
Jim, I think of you first and foremost as a great storyteller, so let's look at the game this week. What is the storyline in your mind with the Bengals trying to get to 3-0 with Jake Browning at quarterback?
It's going to be the battle of the backup quarterbacks. You have a Cincinnati team, it's 2-0, and that's all that counts in this league as this team tries to find itself, especially now that Jake Browning takes over at quarterback. I've done all the math on it as far as Joe's injury. I figure he's going to miss 12 games. I think 6-6 is what you hope for the next 12 weeks, and then this Cincinnati team could still achieve all the goals that it set out to do when training camp opened.
Jake Browning led them to a 4-3 record in 2023 when he took over for Joe Burrow. You called the next to last game of the regular season, so you and Tony are well aware of what Jake Browning is capable of doing.
I've been impressed every time I've seen him step in. He had some miscues, but he also had some very high marks. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed at what he's been able to do. That experience from 2 years ago will serve this team well. I don't think the situation is too big for him now. I'm not going to say it's business as usual, but we're back to seeing Jamar Chase be Jamar Chase. T scored a touchdown. The next guy up is Chase Brown, because I thought coming into the season he might be the most productive running back in the league, and I think he still can be.
Speaking of Jamar Chase, is Jamar on the short list of the best wide receivers you've seen?
It is frightening what he could statistically rack up when it's all said and done. Yeah, I would have him on that very short special list. I broadcast 500 plus games now in my career. I go back to Jerry Rice. I had Jerry Rice games, a lot of them early in my career. So that's the standard, but who has followed suit? It's definitely Jamar Chase. You got Jamar and you got Justin Jefferson. You got the two old LSU teammates that are going to be on the field, and that's going to be fascinating to see. He's also quite special, as you know.
What are the biggest challenges the Vikings pose for the Bengals this week?
Well, I think they're going to be a little bit of an angry team, given the fact they laid an egg on Sunday night against Atlanta. I think a lot of people felt like the parts were in place for them to be a Super Bowl contender. They're ready to feast. They're ready to make a statement back and try to get on the north side of 500 and not come out of the box with 2 home losses. I think they're going to be extremely fired up for this game, even though they don't have their starting quarterback. One last thing for the fan base. Let's get these Bengals going. I gave you the game plan. Go 6-6, 7-5. We'll see where this team is, and I'll be catching up with them in the postseason if that's the case.
I'm grateful for my yearly opportunities to visit with you. Thank you so much for your time. Look forward to seeing you in Minnesota.
Could it be a revenge game part 2? Well, time will tell on that front. But coming up next, we take you into the vaults and relive the thrilling overtime win against the Vikings. Stay with us here on Bengals Weekly. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. Cincinnati holds the longest current win streak in the NFL dating back to last season, as they have the opportunity to continue that streak and move to 3-0 against a Minnesota team who is also facing its share of adversity. As backup Carson Wentz is slated to get the start at quarterback, and starting running back Aaron Jones has been ruled out due to a hamstring injury. But despite who the Bengals are lining up against, US Bank Stadium is known for being one of the most hostile and difficult places to play in the league, and the team is preparing for the environment that they'll face this weekend.
Really loud. Got to witness that firsthand, so very aware.
What kind of a challenge does Wentz pose versus J.J. McCarthy?
He's got a lot of experience. I've seen him play at extremely high level, MVP level. Very strong, very difficult to bring down in the pocket, really good athleticism. I expect to face a difficult quarterback on Sunday.
So understanding where the receivers are on the field, understanding where 18 is, he's a key factor in whether we win a game or lose a game. So not letting 18 beat us is going to be a key part of the game.
And, we're up against a great team, so this is going to be a good challenge. They play great as a unit. They're really good at communicating with each other. Carson Wentz is a great quarterback, trying to make him comfortable, just get in his way as much as possible is our biggest goal.
I think preparation equals confidence. When you know you're prepared for the moment, when you've prepared for your opportunity, then there's a true confidence that comes with that. So I think Jake is an example of someone who's truly prepared for a moment, and so that's where his confidence stems from, and now you just go play football.
I think Jake's definitely prepared. He's played and started in multiple games, was in a role similar to this 2 years ago, played really good football, led this organization to multiple wins. I think, he's more than prepared for this opportunity. You don't have to believe in it, but, I do, and I know everybody in this locker room does.
Execution breeds a lot of confidence, and so my main goal is just to try and help us win.
Jake's shown what he could do. He's been here for the past couple years, and he's been doing his job when he's been called on. He's won tough games for us in bad positions, so he's found his way to pick himself out the hole.
December 16th, 2023. Jake Browning was making his fourth start and had already led the Bengals to back-to-back wins. Now, Browning got his start in the NFL in 2019 when he signed as an undrafted free agent with Minnesota. But after spending 2 seasons on the Vikings practice squad, they released him. Not even a week later, Cincinnati came calling and signed him to a practice squad contract, and Jake has been here ever since. So this first meeting against the Vikings in 2023 felt a little personal for Browning.
Three receivers in a bunch out to the right. 48 seconds left in regulation on 2nd and 10.
Browning looking.
Throws it off his back foot toward the end zone.
And the ball is caught by T. Higgins at the 1-yard line.
T. Higgins wins a jump ball. It's a touchdown. An incredible catch by T. Higgins. And the Bengals have scored with 39 seconds to go. I can't believe what T. Higgins just did. And we are headed to overtime, tied up at 24. Can the Bengals stop Minnesota on 4th down and about 2 inches?
And Mullins does not get there.
An incredible job by the defense.
Cincinnati back in business. Next score wins.
Browning throwing downfield. It is caught. Tyler Boyd still on his feet. He's at the 20. He will be brought down inside the 15, well within the field goal range of Evan McPherson.
The snap's good, the hold is good, and the Bengals have come back to beat the Vikings in overtime.
3 straight wins engineered by Jake Browning. And the Bengals win it today, 27-24.
Coming up next, it's Contipelli's Countdown, where I'll tell you what categories Geno Stone and Jordan Battle are leading the division in. You never should have cut him, Minnesota, but we're sure glad you did. Jake Browning will take the reins in Week 3 against the team that gave him his starts. And when you look at the numbers and what Browning has done under center, there's a lot to like. So as Browning is set to make his 8th NFL start, you might ask, what can Browning do for you? So let me tell you. Jake Browning's 1,868 passing yards are the 13th most by any quarterback since 1950 in a player's first 7 career starts. He also became just the 3rd QB in that time to pass for at least 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns with a 70 completion percentage or higher in their first 7 starts. Browning also ranks first in NFL history in completion percentage among players with at least 100 attempts. And when Browning is under center, well, the offense hasn't slowed down. The Bengals averaged over 31 points per game with Browning at the helm from weeks 13 to 15. And as a starter, Browning has the offense averaging over 347 yards per game, a 99 passer rating, a 60% red zone touchdown percentage, and has over a 71 completion percentage. All of those numbers are only slightly behind what Joe Burrow averages. And when Jake and T link up, well, good things seem to happen. Browning has thrown 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions when targeting Higgins, as his 137.5 passer rating is the highest passer rating among all current quarterback and wide receiver teammates in the NFL. Now on his way to catching his 400th NFL pass, Jamar Chase tied Jerry Rice, Isaac Bruce, Terrell Owens, and Tyreek Hill for the 2nd most games in NFL history, with 10 or more catches and 160 or more yards. Only Julio Jones has more such games in his career. Uno was also the highest graded receiver in Week 2, posting an 88.1 PFF grade. And among players with at least 50 career games played, Chase and Minnesota's Justin Jefferson have the 2 highest receiving yards per game average in NFL history. Now, the last 2 times the Bengals and Vikings have squared off, we've been left with 2 overtime thrillers. Cincinnati prevailed in each, with both scores ending 27-24, thanks to an Evan McPherson game-winning kick. In those 2 games, T. Higgins has caught 3 touchdowns and is averaging almost 15 yards per catch. Jamar Chase has 9 receptions for 165 yards and a score. And in the 2023 meeting, Jake Browning threw for 324 yards and 2 touchdowns. Last week, Jordan Battle snagged his 2nd pick in as many games, becoming the first Bengal since 1996 to have an interception in each of the first 2 games of a season. Battle's 31.9 passer rating against is the best amongst all secondary players in the AFC North. And as for the guy next to him, well, Geno Stone's been just as locked down. Stone has yet to allow a completion on the season, as his 0% against is tops among the secondary in the division. And with his 9 tackles against Jacksonville, Stone tied his career high. As for the rest of the defense, Demetrius Knight is one of 5 rookies to have logged 5 or more tackles in each of the first 2 games. Trey Hendrickson is one of 5 AFC defensive linemen with a sack in each of the first 2 weeks, as he leads the league with 14 pressures entering Week 3. The Bengals' 14 passes defended comes in as 4th best in the league, with DJ Turner's 4 being 2nd most in the NFL. The 38 total QBR Cincinnati has allowed is 2nd best among all defenses, as the Bengals are allowing an average of 245 yards per game. That's good for the 3rd fewest across the league. When we return, it's time for Social Spotlight, and we'll show you which player made one Bengals fan's day. Stay with us here on Bengals Weekly. This fall, the Bengals have teamed up with Ohio Cat to bring the jungle to you. Every Friday during the football season, we will be out at a different high school football game, cheering on our local teams. Students and fans have the opportunity to take pictures with Houday, show off their best school spirit, and win great prizes. Rule your school and be on the lookout for Friday night stripes, because the Bengals and Ohio Cat could be coming to your game next. Houday Nation, it's time to recognize our high school coaches. Nominate your coach for the Bengals Coach of the Week, presented by Paycor. Visit Bengals.com/Coach of the Week for more information. It's now time for our weekly social spotlight segment, and there has been no shortage of Bengals chatter across the internet this week. But first up, let's check back in with the NFL's posting of the Undefeated Club. Now, the club is down to 10, but look at that B right there in the middle. The Bengals are one of only 4 AFC teams still on this list as they look to continue that and go to 3-0 on Sunday. Now, Trey Hendrickson, well, he's been doing what he does best, getting after the quarterback. Through 2 weeks, Trey sits atop the pressures-generated leaderboard at 14. Next up, we have Dejon Anthony showing some love for his fellow teammate, tweeting, "I hope y'all know Jordan Battle, the best safety in the league." Well, Dejon, you know what, Battle has shown that through 2 games, 2 picks. Hope to see more out of Battle coming up in week 3. We also have the NFL tweeting out, "This is what it's all about." You absolutely love to see Mitchell Tinsley making this fan's day, tossing his gloves to him after his game. And you have to imagine those are the gloves he had on when he hauled in that one-handed touchdown catch earlier in the game. And lastly, we have Uno, 400 and counting. He caught his 400th career pass in week 2. And make sure you're following along with the Bengals social media channels to stay in the know and on top of it all. All you have to do is search @Bengals and hit the follow button. The Bengals take aim at going 3-0 on the season against the Vikings, something they haven't done since 2015. Now you can catch all the action on your local CBS station. Tune in to Dan Horde and Dave Lapham on the Bengals radio network, or check out one of our streaming options, including Paramount Plus or NFL Plus in market, or NFL Sunday Ticket out of market. Thanks for tuning in to Bengals Weekly. Kickoff between the Bengals and the Vikings from US Bank Stadium is coming up. For Dan Horde, Dave Lapham, Jeff Hobson, and our entire crew, I'm Marissa Contipelli. We'll see you next week. Bengals Weekly was brought to you by Paycor, proud to be the official HR software provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. AltaFiber, the official Wi-Fi and internet provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. And Kettering Health, the official healthcare provider of the Cincinnati Bengals.